God says, listen closely, my beloved soul. If this message has appeared in front of you at this exact moment, it is not random, it is not an accident, and it is certainly not something to ignore lightly. You may have been scrolling, distracted, thinking about your responsibilities, your stress, your unanswered prayers, or the quiet worries you carry in your heart, but something made you pause here, something made you stop, and that pause itself carries meaning. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you, not with fear, not with pressure, but with protection, reassurance, and a message that your spirit has been waiting to hear. For a long time, you have felt like something is about to shift in your life. You could not explain it, but deep inside you sense that doors are preparing to open, that circumstances are rearranging themselves behind the scenes, and that help is moving toward you even when you cannot see it. You have prayed in silence, you have whispered your hopes when no one was listening, and you have carried burdens without complaining. What you did not realize is that every tear, every silent prayer, every act of patience has been noticed in the spiritual realm. Nothing has been ignored. Nothing has been wasted. When it says, 3 minutes left, it is not about panic or pressure, it is about attention. It is about this small window of stillness where you stop everything else and truly listen. Because sometimes miracles do not begin with loud announcements, they begin with a quiet moment of awareness. Archangel Michael is not ordering you with fear, he is calling you with urgency because something meaningful is aligning for you. There is a blessing in motion, a form of divine assistance moving closer to your physical reality. It may not look dramatic at first. It may not arrive with flashing signs. But it will arrive in a way that makes sense to your life. The secret courier is not something to scare you, it is a symbol of unexpected good news, unexpected opportunity, unexpected confirmation that your season is changing. Think about it. How many times have you asked for a sign? How many times have you said, God, if you hear me, show me something? This is part of that answer. Something is coming to your house, to your life, to your personal space, that will confirm you are not forgotten. It could be a message, a call, an opportunity, an invitation, or even clarity in your heart that removes confusion you have been carrying for months. Archangel Michael stands as a protector. His presence is not about fear, it is about strength. He protects what is assigned to you. He guards what is meant for you. He clears what tries to block your path. If there were delays in your life, they were not punishment, they were preparation. If there were obstacles, they were not rejection, they were redirection. Right now, something is aligning in your favor. Even if you cannot see it yet, the shift has already begun. You have felt tired. You have felt misunderstood. You have wondered if your efforts were worth it. But this message is a reminder that your journey is being watched over. When you thought nothing was happening, things were moving quietly. When you thought doors were closed, new ones were being built. The courier symbolizes arrival. Arrival of clarity. Arrival of confirmation. Arrival of reward. Do not rush through this moment. Sit with it. Let your heart calm down. Let your breathing slow. Ask yourself honestly, what have I been praying for? What change have I been longing for? The answer to that is connected to what is approaching you. Not everything that arrives in your life makes noise. Some blessings arrive softly, but they carry deep impact. This is not about superstition. This is about faith and awareness. Faith that you are guided. Awareness that your life is not random. You are not alone in your struggles. You are not unseen in your efforts. Archangel Michael's message is simple but powerful. Remain open, remain receptive, remain ready. Do not close your heart because of past disappointments. Do not reject new possibilities because old ones hurt you. What is coming is not meant to harm you, it is meant to elevate you. If you feel a slight warmth in your chest while hearing this, if you feel a quiet sense of hope rising inside you, that is not coincidence. That is your spirit recognizing truth. Something good is approaching. Something meaningful is moving closer. And your only task right now is to stay aligned, stay calm, and stay faithful. There is something deeper unfolding around you than you realize, and this is not about panic or pressure but about awareness and alignment, because when heaven tries to reach a soul repeatedly, it is never to threaten, it is always to guide, correct, protect, and prepare. You may have noticed subtle signs over the past few days. Moments of reflection, repeated thoughts about your future, sudden memories, unexpected emotions, or even dreams that felt more real than usual, and you brushed them aside thinking they were random, yet spiritually nothing is random when your name is being spoken in prayer above. Archangel Michael does not approach with confusion. He approaches with clarity, and right now clarity is forming around your life in ways you cannot yet see with your physical eyes. There are conversations happening about you in rooms you have never entered, opportunities being discussed where your name is slowly being considered, decisions shifting in your favor without you even knowing, and protection operating quietly against things that could have disrupted your peace. The reason this message feels urgent is not because something bad is about to happen, but because something important is about to align, and alignment requires your attention and your readiness. For a long time you have felt like you were waiting, standing in a hallway of uncertainty, wondering when your turn would come, wondering if the promises you carried in your heart were only wishful thinking, wondering if the silence you experienced meant denial. But silence in the spiritual realm often means preparation, not rejection. When nothing seems to move, foundations are being laid. When you feel overlooked, timing is being arranged. When you think doors are closed, hinges are being built on doors that are not yet visible. Archangel Michael's presence around your life right now signals movement, and movement in the spiritual world always precedes movement in the physical world. The courier mentioned is symbolic of delivery, not necessarily a package you can hold, but a result you will soon experience, a message you will soon receive, a breakthrough you will soon recognize as an answer. It may arrive through a phone call, an email, a conversation, a sudden idea, or an unexpected invitation that changes the direction of your days. You have been stronger than you give yourself credit for. There were nights you cried silently and mornings you smiled anyway. There were days you felt invisible and moments you questioned your worth. Yet through all of it you did not completely give up, and that perseverance matters more than you know. Heaven responds to endurance. Heaven responds to sincerity. Heaven responds to the quiet prayers that are whispered without performance. Archangel Michael has been standing guard over what belongs to you, ensuring that what is meant for you is not stolen, delayed beyond its appointed time, or replaced by something lesser. There were things that tried to block you that you never even saw because protection intercepted them. There were disappointments that actually redirected you from worse outcomes. Looking back, you will eventually realize that what felt like loss was sometimes rescue in disguise. Right now your role is simple but powerful: remain spiritually open. Do not let cynicism close your heart. Do not let past failures convince you that future blessings are impossible. The reason you keep encountering messages like this is not coincidence, it is resonance. Something inside you knows you are approaching a shift. Something inside you feels that change is near. And when change approaches, the soul becomes more sensitive to guidance. You may feel a mixture of excitement and nervousness, hope and hesitation, faith and doubt. That is normal. Transformation always feels uncomfortable before it becomes visible. But trust that you are not stepping into chaos. You are stepping into alignment. Think about the areas of your life that feel stagnant right now. Think about the prayers you have repeated so many times that you almost stopped believing they would be answered. Those exact areas are where movement is beginning. The courier represents confirmation. And confirmation often comes when you least expect it. One ordinary day can carry extraordinary news. One simple conversation can unlock years of waiting. One unexpected opportunity can reposition your entire future. You do not need to force anything, you only need to stay ready. Readiness means keeping your faith intact, your attitude grounded, and your heart willing to receive something better than what you imagined. Archangel Michael's energy is not harsh. It is protective and strengthening. If you feel like you have been under pressure lately, that pressure has been refining you, not breaking you. If you have felt misunderstood, that season has been teaching you discernment. If you have felt alone, that solitude has been building resilience within you. Everything you experienced recently was shaping you for what is approaching. You are not behind in life, you are on schedule for something that required preparation. And preparation sometimes looks like delay from the outside, but from above it looks like perfect timing. Do not measure your progress by comparison. Do not look at other people's timelines and assume yours is late. Your path is unique, and what is being arranged for you matches your specific calling and character. When the delivery arrives in whatever form it takes, it will feel aligned with who you are becoming, not who you used to be. That is important because blessings that arrive too early can overwhelm, but blessings that arrive at the right time elevate. This is about elevation. This is about movement upward in understanding, opportunity, and peace. As you listen, pay attention to what resonates deeply within you. If you feel calm instead of anxious, that is confirmation. If you feel hopeful instead of pressured, that is alignment. The spiritual realm does not manipulate through AR, it guides through clarity. And clarity is what you are receiving now. You are being reminded that you are seen, that you are guided, that you are protected, and that something meaningful is in motion on your behalf. Even if the world around you looks ordinary today, there is extraordinary preparation happening behind the scenes. Stay expectant but grounded. Stay hopeful but patient. Stay aware but peaceful. The next phase of your life is not arriving to overwhelm you but to confirm that your faith was not wasted. The delivery is closer than you think, and when it arrives you will understand why you had to wait, why you had to grow, and why certain chapters had to close. Everything is aligning with purpose, and you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. There is a reason the urgency feels stronger now than it did before, and it is not because something negative is chasing you, but because something significant is approaching you at a pace you did not expect, and when destiny accelerates it often feels like pressure before it feels like peace. Archangel Michael's presence around your life right now is not symbolic of fear but of divine organization, because there are details being aligned that you cannot see, conversations being shifted in your favor, and outcomes being quietly rewritten without your awareness. You may have sensed recently that something is different in the atmosphere around you, like an invisible transition is happening, like certain people are acting differently, like doors that once felt sealed are becoming lighter. And this sensitivity is not imagination, it is spiritual perception awakening within you. When heaven prepares to move something into your life, it first prepares you internally, and the internal preparation always feels subtle before the external confirmation arrives. Think about how many times you felt overlooked, how many times you believed your opportunity had passed, how many nights you wondered whether the silence meant rejection, and yet despite those doubts you continued waking up, continuing trying, continuing hoping even when hope felt fragile. That resilience has not gone unnoticed. There were moments you almost gave up completely, but something inside you refused to collapse, and that something was protection surrounding your purpose. Archangel Michael has been guarding your path more intensely than you realize, intercepting distractions, redirecting harmful influences, and preventing outcomes that would have taken you off course. Some disappointments were not losses but redirections. Some delays were not punishments but strategic pauses. Some closed doors were not denial but protection from premature exposure to things you were not meant to carry. Right now the sense of urgency is connected to readiness. Readiness is not about rushing, it is about alignment. When a courier is mentioned spiritually, it represents delivery, and delivery does not always mean a physical package but an event, an announcement, an approval, an invitation, or an opportunity that confirms a shift in your season. The movement happening behind the scenes concerns your future stability, your peace, and your progression. You may receive a message that changes your perspective, an answer that resolves long-standing confusion, or news that alters your direction in ways that initially surprise you. Sometimes what feels unexpected is actually long prepared. Sometimes what appears sudden has been developing quietly for months or years. The spiritual realm operates with timing that does not always match human impatience, but when timing aligns, everything unfolds rapidly. You have been growing in ways that were uncomfortable. The pressure you experienced recently was shaping your discernment. The solitude you felt was strengthening your independence. The misunderstandings you endured were teaching you who truly stands with you. Every experience, even the painful ones, has been preparing you to handle what is coming next. If certain relationships drifted away, it was because your path required different alignment. If certain plans fell apart, it was because something better required your availability. Nothing that truly belongs to you can be stolen permanently. Nothing that is meant for your destiny can be erased by temporary setbacks. Archangel Michael's energy around you right now is protective and empowering, reminding you that you are not abandoned in transition, you are escorted through it. There may also be internal shifts happening within you that you cannot fully explain. You might feel more reflective than usual, more aware of your habits, more sensitive to negativity, more drawn toward peace. These are not coincidences. When transformation approaches, awareness increases. You begin to outgrow environments that once felt comfortable. You begin to question patterns you once tolerated. You begin to desire clarity instead of chaos. This growth is evidence that you are moving toward a new chapter. The courier, in its deeper meaning, represents confirmation that your internal transformation will soon meet external opportunity. Your mindset has been preparing for elevation, and elevation requires maturity. Do not allow doubt to sabotage this moment. Doubt often appears strongest just before breakthrough. It whispers that nothing will change, that you are imagining signs, that you should lower your expectations. But doubt does not have authority over destiny. Faith, even small and quiet faith, carries more power than persistent doubt. The fact that you are still listening, still searching, still hoping, means your faith has not expired. And faith attracts alignment. When you remain open, you position yourself to recognize opportunity when it arrives instead of dismissing it. Stay alert but calm. Stay expectant but grounded. There is no need for fear-driven urgency, only awareness-driven readiness. Consider the areas of your life that feel closest to change right now. It may involve your career, your relationships, your location, your finances, or your sense of identity. The shift may not happen in the exact form you imagine, but it will align with what you have been internally asking for. Sometimes we pray for stability but receive courage first. Sometimes we pray for opportunity but receive preparation first. Sometimes we pray for breakthrough but receive refinement first. What you are experiencing now is refinement completing its work so that breakthrough can arrive without overwhelming you. Archangel Michael's guidance emphasizes strength and clarity. You are stronger than your recent fears suggested. You are closer to resolution than your recent frustrations implied. You are not behind in life, you are precisely positioned for a transition that required timing beyond your control. The unseen coordination happening around you is not random, it is structured. Decisions are being influenced in your favor. Circumstances are rearranging themselves subtly. Even people who once doubted you may begin to shift their perception. When the delivery manifests, it will make sense of delays that once confused you. You will look back and recognize that what felt like stagnation was actually stabilization. Keep your thoughts disciplined. Guard your peace intentionally. Do not share every plan with everyone around you. Not every ear is aligned with your growth. Silence can protect emerging blessings before they are strong enough to stand publicly. Continue building quietly. Continue improving privately. Continue believing steadily. The delivery does not require noise, it requires alignment. And alignment is happening right now whether you fully see it or not. There is no need to rush or panic. The 3 minutes left symbolizes awareness, not countdown anxiety. It represents the idea that your attention matters in this moment. When you pay attention, you participate in your own transformation. When you remain conscious of growth, you accelerate clarity. The spiritual message is not about fear of loss, it is about readiness for gain. Something meaningful is unfolding, and you are being positioned to receive it with maturity instead of shock. Trust that you are being guided wisely. Trust that protection has surrounded you even when you felt exposed. Trust that the shift coming will not destabilize you but elevate you. Stay steady. Stay grounded. Stay expectant. The next chapter is forming, and when it reveals itself, you will understand why this moment required your attention and your faith. What is unfolding now is not random movement but a carefully aligned transition that has been forming for longer than you realize, and the reason this moment feels intense is because your spirit recognizes change before your eyes can confirm it, and that inner recognition creates a sense of urgency that is not rooted in fear but in awareness. Archangel Michael's presence around your life right now represents protection during transformation, because whenever something significant is about to shift, protection increases, clarity increases, and even sensitivity increases, and you may have noticed that recently you feel more alert, more reflective, more aware of subtle energies around you, more conscious of who truly supports you and who drains you. This awareness is not accidental, it is preparation. There have been unseen adjustments happening behind the scenes concerning your future stability, your peace, and your progression, and while you may not have visible proof yet, the spiritual atmosphere around your life has already shifted. Some delays you experienced were not rejection but redirection, some disappointments were not permanent losses but necessary endings to free you for something more aligned, and some silence that hurt you was not abandonment but protection from premature outcomes that would not have sustained you long term. When destiny is being recalibrated, it often feels like confusion before clarity, like pressure before promotion, like isolation before elevation. You have been tested in patience, and patience is never developed in comfort. There were moments when you questioned your worth, when you wondered whether your prayers were unheard, when you doubted whether your efforts mattered, and yet despite all of that, you kept moving forward even if slowly, and that quiet persistence has positioned you exactly where you need to be. Archangel Michael's guidance in this season is about strength without aggression, about courage without chaos, about confidence without arrogance. You are being refined, not punished. You are being aligned, not overlooked. The mention of something arriving, like a courier, symbolizes delivery, and delivery does not always mean a physical package but a message, an approval, an opportunity, an unexpected connection, or news that shifts your direction. What is coming carries confirmation that your season is changing. It may initially surprise you because you had begun to lower your expectations to protect your emotions, but sometimes the breakthrough arrives precisely when you least expect it, not to shock you negatively but to remind you that timing is not controlled by frustration but by alignment. When alignment is complete, manifestation follows naturally. You have grown stronger than you give yourself credit for. The emotional challenges you survived have deepened your discernment. The solitude you endured strengthened your independence. The misunderstandings you faced clarified who truly stands beside you. Nothing you experienced was wasted. Every lesson, even the painful ones, built the capacity you now carry. Capacity is essential because elevation without capacity becomes instability, and you are being elevated with preparation, not chaos. There may also be internal shifts you are noticing. You may feel less interested in drama, less tolerant of negativity, more protective of your peace, more selective about who you share your plans with, and these changes indicate maturity. Growth always alters preferences. What once felt acceptable no longer feels aligned. What once seemed exciting now feels draining. These are not mood swings, they are signs that your spirit is recalibrating to a higher level of clarity. Archangel Michael's protective energy ensures that what enters your life next matches your new level, not your old limitations. The urgency you sense is not about fear of losing something, it is about readiness to receive something. When a shift approaches, distractions often attempt to interfere, and that is why focus matters right now. Guard your thoughts. Guard your energy. Do not let doubt speak louder than faith. Doubt is loud but weak. Faith is quiet but powerful. The fact that you are still listening, still hoping, still open to guidance proves that your faith has not expired. And faith attracts alignment. There may be decisions unfolding around you that you are unaware of. Conversations are happening. Doors are being considered. Pathways are being prepared. Even people who once overlooked you may soon see your value differently. Circumstances are adjusting in subtle ways. You might receive communication that clarifies confusion. You might encounter an opportunity that aligns with long-held desires. You might experience confirmation that what you once feared losing was never meant to leave permanently. When the delivery manifests, you will look back and understand why certain delays were necessary. This season also requires discretion. Not every blessing is meant to be announced before it stabilizes. Protect what is growing quietly. Share selectively. Move strategically. Silence can shield. Emerging favor from unnecessary interference. Continue working steadily. Continue improving privately. Continue believing confidently. You do not need to convince anyone of what is coming. What is meant for you will reveal itself without explanation. The phrase, 3 minutes left, symbolizes awareness, not countdown panic. It represents the importance of attention. When you pay attention to your growth, you participate in it actively instead of passively. When you remain conscious of your direction, you accelerate clarity. This moment is not about anxiety, it is about alignment. Something meaningful is unfolding, and you are being prepared to receive it without being overwhelmed by it. Trust that protection has surrounded you even when you felt exposed. Trust that what seemed like stagnation was stabilization. Trust that you are not behind, you are precisely on time for the chapter that is about to open. The delivery coming toward you carries more than opportunity, it carries confirmation that you were never forgotten. Remain steady. Remain grounded. Remain expectant. What is unfolding now is not accidental, and when it fully reveals itself, you will understand why this moment required your attention, your patience, and your faith. If this message feels like it was meant for you, don't just scroll past it, pause right now and type, "I receive this," in the comments as a declaration of faith. Like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe so you never miss the next message that could shift your life at the perfect moment.